there, welcome back to the Skyfall SMP. Last time we expanded this pixie village with some fields and a few villager workstations. And I did promise a mega build this episode. But that's not all. I have another 4 projects I want to finish. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because we've managed to breathe so much life into this valley, creating wonders straight out of the imagination. But you aren't going to want to miss the growth of this channel. But today we embark on a long and block-filled journey, a massive endeavor you might say, to build a giant tree stump with a magical cave concealed within. Now I'm taking inspiration from my childhood favorite movie, Fern Gully, and this build is going to require a staggering 87,535 blocks. Yeah, you heard that right. It is 87,535 blocks. Whew. Now, if you want to skip to the tree stump, I'll leave a timestamp below, but honestly, you're going to be missing all the fun if you do. For those of you who are sticking around, I have 2 fields to plant today and 2 buildings I need to build before we get stuck into this mega build. So that's 5 projects in 1 episode. Am I mad? I might be a little mad. If you get to the end of the video, let me know in the comments if you think I'm a little mad or not. But also, I think it's time to cash in that IOU. This is the day that I figure out what Davis can do for me. So let's get started on the second largest project today, and that is going to be filling a custom cherry tree biome or farm, just like those around the sniffer pen. So let's get expanding this pathway all the way down to our nether flower farm, which I will be covering with a building today. Once we have the pathway in, it's time to get planting and chopping down a bunch of cherry blossom trees, just so we can gather all of those precious pink petals. I'm gonna craft up a bunch of bamboo fences and bone meal spam a bunch of the pink petals, grab a few stacks of string, some glow lichen. Now it's time to build these trees. Each tree consists of roughly 5 to 6 bamboo fences and 2 cherry leaves on top. Then just randomly place the leaves on the side. However, I'm also placing a bunch of glow lichen on the underside of each of these leaves just to lighten up the whole area. The most useful and underrated lighting block in my opinion. Just like the real cherry blossom biome, we are going to be filling the ground with petals, and finally I'm going to go through and add in a bunch of cherry saplings, making sure to place string on top of each one so that they don't grow up into a tree, and some grass to give it an overgrown feel. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful custom cherry blossom biome. Now with the field in, it's time to hide the ugly farm. Just like with our hobbit hole builds, I'm going to start with the classic circular door design. This isn't my design, it's all over Pinterest and YouTube, so thank you to the original creator. I'm then going to frame out the build with some spruce supports, the roof trim, making sure to create a gradual slope. Once all the frame is in, it's time to fill in the walls with stripped birch and birch planks, and use moss and green bamboo blocks to fill out the roof. With a little bit of bone meal, we are done. Now that's 2 projects down and 2 more to go. Now I built this glow lichen farm really early on in this series. I'm pretty sure it was one of the first redstone projects that I did off camera, and it has moved all over this place. This is the area that I decided to settle on, and I had no idea what I wanted to build on top of it. Now I know. This village is full of mushrooms, and the mycelium network in the real world reproduces by producing spores. So the perfect build to hide this farm in the Valley of Mushrooms is with a giant mother mushroom, keeping in track with our giant build theme. This will help scale back the giant tree stump we are yet to build. Now with that out of the way, I have 1 more field to build, but first I think it's time to cash in that IOU. Now I have been collecting a lot of materials over the year for this mega build, and honestly the only one I can't be bothered getting is the black concrete. So let's leave Davis a little letter and make it seem like I want him to help build it, for one last little torment. Right, I have left Davis a little note here, and it reads as follows. Dear Davis, it has been 292 days since I came into the possession of the most amazing item on the server. It has been such a fun torture device without ever lifting a finger. Yes, the IOU. It has brought me so much joy, I have been patiently waiting for the perfect moment to redeem such a valuable item. I am building 87,000 block build and your services are required. But don't worry, I have most of the materials. I am only short 2,500 blocks of black concrete. I could make these blocks myself, but it is so tedious. Your fair trade is in order. So I've just left him a little invoice at the back and some instructions on delivery. Well, time to wait for those materials, and while I wait, let's plant a field and talk about exactly what I'm going to need for this massive build. If you haven't left a like or subscribed, go on and hit that bell, really appreciate it. But today we're going to be needing to collect over 87,000 blocks. So let's break it down into what we're going to need. First off, we're going to need 27,860 blocks of oak wood, 15,844 oak slabs, 2,324 stripped birch wood, 2,177 spruce planks, 1,658 stripped dark oak wood, 162 spruce wood. We're also going to need 10,919 glass blocks, but they're not going to be plain glass. We're going to need 1,912 blue stained glass, 1,828 green stained glass, 1,607 purple stained glass, 1,599 pink stained glass, 1,568 magenta stained glass, 1,553 cyan stained glass, and 892 light blue stained glass. We're also going to need 2,988 blocks of wool, 4 cyan wool, with a total of 2,709 carpets broken down into these colors. Not to mention a staggering 9,542 blocks of tuff, 3,559 of skulk, 2,896 frog lights, 450 plus of glow lichen, my favorite lighting block, 2,452 black concrete, that's Davis's job, 1,192 blocks of black terracotta, 297 blocks of amethyst, 270 smooth basalt blocks, 48 calcite, 24 cobblestones, and finally probably 25 amethyst clusters. Whew, this is an ambitious undertaking, but with determination, we'll make it happen. Now the magic truly begins. You see, this inside of the tree stump isn't going to be boring and empty. It is going to be built around my iron farm, and I'm going to have a trading hall inside. But also inside this giant tree stump, a hidden world awaits. We're going to make a cave. Now, if you've seen Fern Gully, there is a scene where Crystal and Zach run across the pools of water and they change color. And that is what we are going to be recreating today. So, using the carpets to hide the lights and create a colored glass fog effect under these water pools makes this hidden world really start to come alive. Oh my god. Oh, we lit it up! Thank you. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness, Davis. Well, I can't complain. He fulfilled the IOU perfectly. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yep, okay. Oh, this is massive. But at least it's everything I'm gonna need. Now that we have this gigantic mega build in place, you can really see what I've been envisioning in my head since day one. When I first stumbled across this little place with this valley and this big lake, I had no clue how to really play Minecraft to get all of the blocks needed to bring this into, well, fruition. Until I met some wonderful Skyfall people, and I'm so glad that I said yes to this opportunity, because just look at what was accomplished. But I have one more thing to do, and that's make a final map of this place. And there we go. And yes, I'm still in my base. This is something I built as a hidden little area just inside my base somewhere. It's not super hidden to be fair, but this is where I will be signing off as this journey comes to a close. If you would like a world tour once the world download has been made, let me know in the comments, because there's a few builds that you haven't seen me do. So while I unpack all of my belongings, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watching the Skyfall journey. And all I can say is this might be the end of Skyfall for me, but there's something menacing just around the corner. So, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.